Tired of staring at your garden, wondering where it all went wrong again? You're not alone. Every gardener, at some point, has looked at a patch of struggling soil and thought, what am I missing? What if I told you the answer doesn't lie in expensive fertilizers or complicated charts, but in something much simpler? A habit. Just 15 minutes a day. That's all it takes to change everything. 15 minutes spent walking your garden, noticing, touching the soil, observing the leaves, practicing a small new technique each day. That's how mastery begins. Not in giant leaps, but in quiet, consistent steps. So grab your gloves, pick up your trowel, and get ready, because you're about to become the master gardener you were always meant to be. Beginning with laying the groundwork. Know your soil now. Let's talk about the foundation of every thriving garden, your soil. Soil is more than just dirt. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that holds the secret to your garden's success. Spend a few minutes each day getting to know it. Feel it in your hands. Is it sandy, heavy with clay, or rich and loamy? Each type tells a story, and knowing that story helps you choose the right plants and the right amendments. Add compost. Test your pH. You would be surprised how important the pH of your soil can be. Optimum soil pH levels for trees, shrubs, vegetables, and flowers. The wrong pH often won't kill plants outright, but it can affect their growth and result in poor blooms or crops, depending on how sensitive the plant is. Many plants are able to adapt to a range of pH levels. However, there are some plants that would be better off if the soil were more acidic. For example, blueberries thrive in soil that is acidic. So do azaleas. The soil pH should ideally be between 4.0 and 5.0. Soil that isn't acidic enough will stunt growth. Soil can be acidified by mixing a small amount of granulated sulfur into the soil several months before planting. Be sure, however, to follow the directions of the product you are using. Peat moss and pine bark or needles are also good additions that will help acidify your soil. Now, if you're growing vegetables, for example, a pH of 6.5 is just about right for most home gardens, since most plants thrive in the 6.0 to 7.0, slightly acidic to neutral range. Some plants, as mentioned earlier, blueberries and azaleas, prefer more acidic soil, while a few ferns, asparagus included, do best in soil that is neutral to slightly alkaline. And never underestimate the power of mulch, because healthy soil doesn't just feed your plants, it protects them too. Start small, grow smart. You don't need acres of land to grow abundance, a few pots on a patio, a raised bed in the backyard, even a windowsill with herbs. Begin where you are, with what you have. Choose a handful of easy-to-grow plants like lettuce, radishes, or bush beans, and give them your attention. If you suffer with disability issues, like we do, we found raised beds the way to go. In fact, we love raised beds so much, we wondered why we had never thought about using them years ago. Whatever method for gardening works for you, 15 minutes a day spent checking leaves, pinching back overgrowth, or simply observing can teach you more than any gardening book ever could. Small beginnings often yield the biggest results. Watering wisely. Water, it can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Overwatering is one of the most common mistakes made by gardeners, but with a little awareness, it's easily avoided. Early morning is best when the sun is gentle and the earth is cool. Water at the base, not from above. Let the moisture soak deep into the roots, where it matters most. Spending even a few minutes each day checking soil moisture, just poking your finger into the soil, can prevent the heartbreak of root rot or drought stress. And in the rhythm of watering, you'll find a deeper connection to your plants. Observing the details. Now, here's where the magic starts to unfold. Take those 15 minutes to simply look, not scroll on your phone, not rush, just look. Are the leaves drooping? Is a new shoot pushing through? Are there signs of pests or disease? It's in these quiet moments that the gardener becomes the guardian. You'll catch problems early, adjust course quickly, and begin to truly understand the language of your garden. You don't have to solve every problem at once, but noticing is the first step toward mastery. Companion planting and natural allies. As your skills grow, you'll learn that nature has her own way of maintaining balance. Planting basil near tomatoes not only saves space, it enhances flavor and wards off pests. Marigolds discourage nematodes and aphids. And letting dill or fennel bloom attracts beneficial insects that protect your garden. Spending a few moments each day noticing who's visiting your plants, bees, butterflies, or ladybugs, helps you understand the symphony of life in your own backyard. Work with nature, and she'll work with you. Listening to the land. Read the ground beneath your feet, not just with your eyes, but with your instincts. By now, you've learned that soil is more than just a place to anchor your plants. It's the memory keeper of your garden. And while we've talked about building healthy soil before, there's something deeper still to learn. The garden speaks in subtle ways, and the soil, it whispers truths many overlook. Each handful carries a message, not just about structure, clay or sand, moisture or drainage, but about rhythm, history, balance, and imbalance. So, as you take your daily 15, bend down close. Let your fingers sink in. Is the earth warm, cool, dry, dense? These clues tell you more than any weather report ever could. They tell you if your roots are thriving or struggling to breathe. You've already laid the groundwork with compost and mulch. Now it's about listening, really listening, to how that soil evolves with the season. In spring, it's eager and spongy. In summer, it tires quickly, begging for shade and rest. In fall, it exhales. And in winter, it dreams. Gardening isn't just about tending plants. It's about responding to the subtle needs of the living earth beneath them. If you honor the soil with your attention, it will repay you with abundance, not just in harvests, but in harmony. Before we dig into the next powerful technique, let me take a moment to talk to you. Yes, you, our fellow grower, homesteader, and lifelong learner. If you've made it this far into the video, then you're clearly serious about gardening, and we want to hear from you. What's your biggest gardening frustration? Is it weeds taking over, pests wrecking your plants, or maybe just finding the time? Let us know in the comments below. Your feedback not only helps us, it shapes what we create next, right here on BuckeyeBloomstead. And while you're down there, give this video a like if it's been helpful so far. Share it with a friend who keeps saying, "I just can't grow anything." And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got new tips, tricks, and garden wisdom every single week, designed to help you succeed, one seed at a time. Now, if there's one thing every master gardener knows, it's this. A good garden doesn't just grow from seeds. It grows from silence, from stillness, from listening. You see, plants don't have a voice in the way we understand it, but they do speak. They whisper through the droop of a leaf, the yellowing at the edge, or the way one corner of your bed grows faster than another. And the secret to a thriving garden is learning how to hear them. This is what I call listening to the garden. Every day you spend even just 15 minutes among your plants, you're building a relationship. You're observing patterns, noticing progress, and yes, even catching problems before they become disasters. But here's the thing. Our memories aren't always as reliable as we'd like them to be. Maybe you've thought, did I plant the cucumbers here last year? Or was that the zucchini? Or, what fertilizer did I use that made the peppers go wild in June? That's why I believe every gardener, whether you're new to the game or have soil permanently etched into your hands, should consider keeping a gardening journal. Not just a notebook, a real companion. One that helps you document the when, the how, and the what just happened. And wouldn't you know, BuckeyeBloomstead just so happens to have one. It's called the Ultimate Gardener's Companion Journal. And I don't say that lightly. This isn't a sales pitch, it's a solution. A 140-page, easy-to-use garden planner that is affordable and designed with real gardeners in mind. Not to add more work to your plate, but to make your time in the garden more intentional, more organized, and ultimately more rewarding. Inside, you'll find things most books forget, like a seed inventory log, so you don't end up buying the same variety 3 times over, a transplant tracker to monitor those delicate first weeks of life, a fertilizer and pesticide dilution chart, because let's face it, none of us wants to play guessing games with that. And maybe best of all, there are 6 months of weekly planners built in, so you can write down what you did, what worked, what didn't, and what you want to try next year. There's even a section on common garden tools, helpful how-tos on plant reproduction, and 20 ingenious garden tricks to give you an edge no matter the weather. Think of it like this. Your garden is talking. This inexpensive journal just gives you a place to write down what it says. And no pressure. If it's not your thing, that's okay too. But if you've been looking for a way to track your gardening journey and truly see your progress season after season, well, this might just be the missing link. Now imagine standing in your garden next spring, trying to recall exactly how you achieved those sweet, abundant tomatoes or what caused the herbs to wilt unexpectedly. You might think you'll remember the details, but let's be honest, life gets busy, and memories fade faster than we'd like. That's the beauty of maintaining a garden journal. Year after year, it becomes an invaluable personal reference, like your very own gardening almanac. By jotting down notes on when you planted, how much rain fell, which pests paid a visit, and which seeds germinated fastest, you're creating a tangible record of your successes and learning curves. Did you discover a nursery that provided exceptional heirloom seeds? Write it down. Noticed a particular compost blend that transformed your peppers? Note that too. Over time, these insights compile into a personalized gardening guide, tailored specifically to your microclimate and unique gardening style. With your gardening journal by your side, each new season becomes a step forward rather than a repeat of past mistakes. You'll find yourself flipping back through its pages, smiling at memories of triumphs, and confidently avoiding past pitfalls. It's more than just good practice. It's your key to continuous improvement and a flourishing garden, year after year. You can find the link to it in the video description below. So, go ahead, start listening, start documenting, start learning to speak the silent language of the garden, because when you do, you'll realize plants may not talk, but they sure do have a lot to say. So you've started listening, observing, and understanding the subtle signs your garden shares. But let's take this one step further, because gardening isn't just about growing plants, it's about cultivating yourself as well. Before we wrap this up, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about cultivating the gardener within you. Gardening isn't merely a hobby. It's a practice that teaches patience, perseverance, and resilience. Much like our gardens, we too need care and attention to flourish. And those 15 daily minutes spent tending your garden can become moments of personal reflection and mindfulness. Each day in the garden is an opportunity to disconnect from the noisy world and reconnect with yourself. Think of your garden as your own personal sanctuary. When you're pruning, watering, or simply walking through your garden, pay attention not only to what your plants need, but to how you're feeling. Notice how gardening can reduce stress, improve your mood, and even enhance your physical health. Research shows that spending just 15 minutes outdoors daily can significantly boost your mental clarity and emotional well-being. Ask yourself, why am I gardening? Is it simply to grow fresh produce, to beautify your yard, or is there something deeper? A yearning for self-sufficiency, connection to nature, or a peaceful retreat from everyday stresses. And here's a gentle reminder. Embrace the mistakes along the way. Every seasoned gardener you admire today began as a beginner who made plenty of mistakes. Plants will sometimes fail, weather will occasionally disappoint, but each setback is an invaluable lesson that brings you closer to becoming the gardener you wish to be. As you grow and evolve, your garden becomes more than just soil, plants, and harvest. It becomes a reflection of your own growth, your evolving wisdom, and your deepening connection with nature. So don't just cultivate your garden, cultivate yourself. Nourish your curiosity, celebrate your progress, enjoy the journey. And now we'd love to hear from you. What inspired you to start gardening? Are you seeking a healthier lifestyle, the satisfaction of growing your own food, or simply a quiet place to relax and unwind? Leave your story or reason in the comments below. We cherish hearing from our BuckeyeBloomstead community. As we wrap up today's video, remember, gardening success doesn't come from doing everything perfectly, but from taking small, intentional steps every day. With just 15 dedicated minutes, you're not only cultivating a garden, you're growing patience, understanding, and joy. If you've enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button, share it with your gardening friends, and subscribe to BuckeyeBloomstead if you haven't already. Your support helps our community grow stronger every day. And if you're ready to continue your gardening journey, make sure to watch our next recommended video right here, where we dive deeper into sustainable gardening techniques and practices. Thank you for joining us at BuckeyeBloomstead, where your garden grows and so do you. Until next time, happy gardening.